It's time to unleash the fury.
Hey, speaking of big growing wieners, we got Cody Freeman in the house today, baby. What's going on?
Yeah.
Bison, baby.
What's up?
You know, I read a stat that the bison has the third largest penis of all animals that eat grass.
So you're saying you're only the
Pump
third
those
largest?
numbers up.
I
I
don't-
don't like being third.
I don't. Yeah, but think about it. There's thousands and you're killing thousands of other animals.
It's true. I guess I should be modest.
You should be.
I should be modest.
You should be
I
modest.
guess I could take number 3 on that, but only grass fed.
Yeah. Somewhere, some nerd's gonna fucking message me on IG. And be
Yeah, you were
like,
wrong.
actually, guys, it's number
Right. You'll
73.
get fact checked.
We have no lives today.
You
huh?
tell me about those facts, and I'll tell you what a titty feels like. It's fine. Huh?
No lives today.
No lives.
No lives. No,
Oh,
we got an IG
I'm not live on
OnlyFans
Instagram.
today.
I didn't bring my
or
phone I mean, I
OnlyFans
could put it
or
on
any of
IG, but I gotta pay attention to it.
We need to hit an OF live this
Hang
week.
on, I got the Warbringer whiskey hitting right now. Hang on, we gotta make sure that we got that going. I mean, we can go to live for IG for a little bit if we want.
I think we need to go live on OnlyFans just to hit that number.
We already hit the number.
Today's May 1st, baby.
Oh, well, no, we good. Nobody.
Today's
see
May
here.
1st.
First of the month.
It's the first of the month. Wake up.
Cash your checks on the run.
All right, Cody
Is
Freeman,
that
you're
how
on
it
this
doesn't
crazy fucking run right now, man. Tell us what's powered. And don't say why you finished. Like tell
Fuck
like what changed, man? Because like you've got your last 3 fights, all finishes, 2 within the first minute, 1 over like a really
Richie standing right in front of the camera.
yeah. I know.
Saying,
I got here, dog. All right.
all we see is your back. All we
It's
see
gonna
is
be
your
great.
back.
Nobody watches
So the
the
only
video.
the only person who's gonna enjoy that shot is Doug.
Nobody
Yes.
watches our videos.
I've seen a half a shoulder.
What changed for you, man? Like something changed because from 2021 through like 2022, roughly, kind of rough.
Yeah. I mean, really more into 2021 to, I mean, February was rough. I mean, because
Yeah.
before that, you know, I was in a good spot. I was double champ for AKA, signed with you guys, and it was like, you know, right there on that cusp. And then unfortunately, I just shit the bed against Carlos Vera, lost a decision, and that kind of started the downfall of everything. You know, 3-fight losing streak.
3 fights canceled. You know,
Yeah, and then
also.
just a bunch of bullshit. You know, like
We
I
tried
was-
to book
Well,
Evers Anderson twice.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
You
fight him
had-
at the arena.
You had 3 fights canceled. You had
Actually 4, but
you had some times where like
consecutively.
camp didn't go the way you wanted it to. You had some rough weight cuts,
Yeah.
you know, coming in. I mean, yeah, you had the Carlos Vera decision, Peter Caballero decision, and then Moses Diaz. And then mixed in there, you know, there was some fights that were canceled. That was a rough patch. You know, you went from going into that patch, you were 6-3, like you said, coming off being a double champ, off of 2 big victories, man. Colin Wright and Jonathan Island. I really locked onto you over the Colin Wright fight.
I saw that too.
I was a big Colin Wright guy. Had been with him since his very first
He was
fight.
very mad that you beat Colin.
I was. I mean, not mad.
Colin's
You
a good dude. So
know, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I had a little history with AKA. So like, I was aware of you, and I'd actually seen your Eddie Torres fight.
okay.
And so I knew, I was like, oh, he's got some slick fucking grappling. All right. But
That's for rocks, right?
Yeah.
The Eddie Torres fight.
Yeah.
I was there too that night.
was that a Darce? That was a
Yeah, it
Darce,
was a
right?
Darce.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
there that night.
Yeah.
That's why I like carried him across the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember when you beat Colin, I was like, this dude's for real. And then you went on this like, I mean, it was a shitty run.
Yeah.
Like it was not good for you.
Yeah.
How bad did it get? Like, how bad was it mentally for you?
So after, I mean, there was other stuff that was going on, like just in my life. We had just left Fitness Fight Factory. We were pretty much training out of my garage, and it just wasn't going well. Like, you know, I didn't really have a coach outside of like Levi. It was literally me, her, and Levi in my garage, and then we had the fights canceled back to back to back to back, whatever. And you know, it got bad, especially after the Moses Diaz fight. You know, I figured with us moving down here, I quit my job. We moved down to Houston from Fort Worth, and I figured like, okay, this is where I'm going to get back on track. And then first fight back was Peter Caballero, missed weight, and then still lost the decision. Like, and it was like, fuck, man, like what I don't know what I need to do. And then, you know, again came back to Moses Diaz and suffered the worst loss of my career. I mean, I've never even been, you know, rocked in a fight, let alone, you know, put out like that. And it's at that point, it got really bad to the point that I was super depressed. I didn't know, like, you know, I was 7-6.
Yeah.
You know, I was 7-6, and I was like, man, how the fuck do I come back and get to this point? Because I'm not just fighting just because it's cool. Right. You know, like I'm fighting because I have goals. I want to get to the UFC. I want to be one of the best. So it's like when you're 7-6, you look at that and you go, what is a reasonable path here? Like,
yeah.
And at that point, like that path was, you know, really narrow. So I got to a point where I was just like, fuck, man, do I keep going? Like, and then we got the fight booked with Shane Torres in February, and you know, I pretty much gave myself an ultimatum. I was like, you know, if I lose this fight, I'm going to lay my gloves down. I'm going to call it quits because I can't be 7-7 and realistically expect to get to where I want to be. I was like, I'm doing a good job with the coaching aspect of the game, and I'm getting into that. And I was like, if I can't win this fight, if I can't beat Shane Torres, I was like, I got to just stop.
I mean, that was 4 years.
Yeah.
That was a 4-year run there where, like, what kept you going? Because I think a lot of fighters need to hear, guys get to a certain point of their record, and mathematically, you look at your age, you look at the number of wins you need to have, and it's kind of like, fuck, why am I doing this now at this point?
Because me and Rich will be honest, and like if a guy gets to a certain age and he's got a certain record, we're like, man, we can't really do nothing with this guy. Yeah. And we could have said that about you after you lost to Moses.
Yeah.
But then you came out and now you're on a fucking hot streak. And it's like,
if I'm being honest, I mean, I know, you know, with everything that happened, I knew you guys weren't like looking at me in the brightest light, you know, and I knew that especially with like, there was matchups like that y'all would send me, and I'm like, man,
that's the prospect.
Yeah, I'm the B side. I'm very aware of it. I'm like, they're gonna, and you know,
Torres is what.
Well, not necessarily the B side, but you're a good challenge for a prospect too to see
but
how
also,
good is
like,
he.
I was looking at it in aspects of like I would get sent a name, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm 7-6. I'm 29 years old.
Yeah,
I was like, this guy they're sending me is 5-0 or 5-1. He's 24 years old. I'm not an idiot. I know the game.
Yeah.
I know the game, right? And like, what you get out of him winning as compared to me getting something out of me winning, it's night and day at that point. Right. So it's like, I knew where I was, and that's what I was saying. Like, it's, I guess, just what kept me going was really just, I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Right. And even now, like, I'm not giving everything. Like, there's more for me to give in the cage. Like,
well,
I haven't
you're not giving them enough.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're finishing all these fights.
You're giving us 30 seconds, dog.
Golly.
I mean,
I'm not giving them everything.
I'm not giving them everything.
Nobody's sweating yet. What are you talking about?
I know. But there's like, like right now, y'all view me as like I have good grappling, and that is what it is. But there's so much that like I like, even in the striking aspect of things, that I haven't gotten to let loose in the cage. Like, if you ask people to train with me on the daily and they see the things that I do in the gym, like, they're like, oh, like, they're probably gonna say, like, this guy, I do fucking ninja shit in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I do crazy shit in the gym. And like, my striking is there. I can strike with the best of them. But like, I've always gotten to a point in the cage where it's like, I taper that down a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, I don't want to do this one thing that I normally do in the gym, and then now I'm out of position or something. Like,
do you have to be more calculated?
Yeah, it's just the risk versus reward. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe once you get your record where you want it.
Yeah. So now, and that's why it's like now it's like I'm going in. We're staying pretty just basic in the striking, and then we go where it goes. But if you give me an opportunity for a finish, I'm going to finish. But like, and that's what I'm saying. Like circling back to just what changed.
Yeah.
And I had made a post about it the other day. Like I said, I gave myself an ultimatum about, like, if I lost to Shane, I was done. I was going to go, I was in Dallas, I was with my people. I was like, if I lost there, like at least I can, call it quits there, right? But I had a fight journal, and like I wrote down in there my goals and like a bunch of different things. And one of the things on there was literally just fight like your career depends on it, right? Like it. And I had posted about it the other day. Like that's literally the words I put, is just fight like your career depends on it. And that's kind of just what my mindset is right now. It's like, though I'm winning now, like, we're 3 fights in a row. Like,
you're on a 3-fight win streak.
I'm still carrying that with me.
It's good.
Right? Like, because I like it's best for me to just fight, like, at any point, like, I could be done.
That was one of the questions I had for you on this 3-fight win streak. Do you feel a little more settled in now? Are you more comfortable in your own skin, or are you trying to maintain that chip on your shoulder?
I mean, I got to keep the chip on my shoulder, like, because though it's like I'm up, I'm not where I was a few months ago, but I'm not done. Like I have so much more that I need to give, like, and I realize that, and there's only one way for me to do that, and that's for me to just keep putting these guys away. Yeah. Right? Like I have a certain point that I have to get to, and there's one thing that I really need, and I need that Fury belt.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I promise by the end of this year, I will be fighting for that belt. I'll do whatever the fuck I have to do.
I can tell you that you've completely changed our opinion
100%
of yourself in the last year, because when you first came to us, and there was that little bit of time where it was like
there was some weight misses and stuff.
It was like Cody's a problem.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
And it's
well, it was him.
I mean, I'm just being honest. It's
man, these two fucking guys.
Oh, that Dallas fucking card, right? Yeah. So like you're sitting there, and it's like, okay, does he make weight today? Does he make weight? Okay, does he? All right. And then it was like, well, does the other guy fucking make weight too? Because now it's still his. But now you're not a problem for us. You're the problem for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I can tell you just personally from sitting back. Again, I watched you from the Colin Wright. I mean, the Eddie Torres fight, I noticed you. Colin Wright fight, I was like, holy fuck, this dude's for real. I love the flip-flop.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you went through the shit that you went through. And to come out now and like, one, you're the king of being active right now. Yeah. Like, if we told you could fight tomorrow, you're like, I'll fucking figure it out. We'll fight tomorrow. Put my drink down. Now I'll finish the drink first and get after it. But the way that you handled the downside of your career in that point, I think is a great example for a lot of fighters. And they need to hear what you're saying, because fighters start off, I know guys who start off 1 and 2, and they're like, oh, my fucking career's over.
That's exactly how I started my pro career.
Yeah.
And I was 1 and 2. My 2 were Jose Johnson,
Peter Caballero. Yeah.
And again, because like one thing that I've prided myself on with my career is that I don't say no to people.
Yeah.
I say, if you send me a name, I say yes. There's been one fight that like I've personally said no to, and that's like I was 1-0, 1-1, and some fucking rinky-dink promotion out in West Texas offered for me to fight Jonathan Martinez when he was like 9-0.
Damn.
And I was like 1-0, 1-1.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good.
Who's
like,
this a good matchup for?
Yeah. Fuck you. So, but that's about, other than that, like I get sent a name and I say yes, because my whole ideology on all this is I don't want to be the guy that gets to the UFC by fighting a bunch of fucking bums.
Right.
And then I get there and now I'm 0-3 because I've never been tested.
Yeah.
I've never had to face adversity in my career. I mean, now at this point, I faced all the adversity in my career. Like, I know that, but now that once I get there, I can hang with that level because I've been fighting that level my entire career.
Yeah, it's hard too, because it's not very often where I kind of gloat over what we do as Fury, because I let you guys do it. Mm-hmm. Man, it's a different level of talent. Like the talent that we have at Fury, you're either killing it as the A side, or you're being sent to the slaughter as the B side.
Yeah.
And if
and
you
that
pull
can flip flop easily.
100%.
Very easy.
And if you pull
Very
something
easy.
off on the B side, cool. We'll support that and get after it.
Yeah.
Coming off of, you just fart.
Wow, that chair. That chair ate some beans last night.
Hey, so I want to address the IG audience really quickly before we keep going on. Lisa Marie says submission of the night should have gone to Angel Castillo. I know you won submission of the night. I don't know if you saw that. I posted that today this morning.
See that.
Congratulations.
And he got the money too.
There is a massive difference, Lisa, whatever your name is, I'm sorry. in an amateur getting a cool submission against another amateur, and a pro taking out an undefeated prospect in fucking 20 seconds with a knee bar.
Come on.
And I'm Angel's coach, so fucking chill, man. I'm telling you, that was
what was the submission?
His submission.
Yeah.
A reverse triangle.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know him, but
It's
shout out to him.
Yeah.
Like shout out, cool submission.
Yeah, 2 amateurs.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. You're
different level of skill.
Here's the way I tell all my amateur guys. Like my kid Devin just lost his title the other night. R.I.P. But it doesn't fucking matter. It's amateurs.
Yeah.
As soon as you go pro, it's back to 0 and 0. You start over.
Absolutely nothing.
So like, have all the bullshit now as an amateur. Cool. You got a cool submission. You did it against an undefeated fucking prospect who came out and initiated the grappling with you, which I couldn't understand.
And the thing is that she swore up and down. She said, "I don't think he's gonna shoot." I was like, "I guarantee he shoots."
Okay, am I wrong in this? As a coach, with me watching the way the sequence went, you really didn't fight that takedown that much.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So in the position we were in, like he did a good job of entering in and getting his hands locked immediately. So I had to be like very careful, and I told Bob like, "Hey, just make sure if I'm on the cage or if I get taken down, like I just want you to give me a reminder, like, hey, don't be complacent, like don't waste time." And he was shouting that out to me, but it was to a point that I had got the underhook, but if I had brought him up, he was going to finish the body lock takedown. I was going to end up in a lot worse position where I couldn't scramble. I was like, okay, do I bring him up and like maybe defend this, or do I kind of let him work his way through this and then I kind of rotate underneath and create some sort of scramble and get out, right? So it was kind of like a risk reward type thing, but no, I didn't fight it very hard.
Yeah. So what I noticed, the way you hit the ground, you elevated the top leg, and most guys will use that to scramble back up. You elevate the leg, put your shoulder, kind of get up.
Yeah.
You went straight to attacking that knee bar. Was that? Did it just appear to you, or was that something like you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna try this knee bar?
Yeah. So initially, I just wanted to rotate underneath and invert so that I could create that scramble.
Right.
And when I initially grabbed the leg, I was wanting to use it so if he tried to push back into me, I can elevate and then still get up. But when I got the leg and like it was right there, I was
right
like,
into place.
We're gonna go with this then, right? Like, okay, we're gonna end the fight right here.
And he tapped quick.
Yeah, and well, I mean,
that shit was
so I don't know if y'all
deep.
noticed. I don't know if you noticed, but like, not only did I have the knee bar, but when I gripped here, and then I gripped the heel.
Yeah.
So when I extended, I also started rotating
You
for
had
the heel hook.
very much like not a Mikey lock, but like a Mikey Musumeci type of finish up top where he's got the heel isolated here. It was nasty. That was really, really nasty, high level. Where, like, tell me about your grappling journey, like, because you wrestled first, right? Like, you wrestled in college too, right?
Yeah, I wrestled a little bit in college. So it's funny because I started in wrestling, but actually technically if you want to get real technical, I started in jiu-jitsu. I did like a month of jiu-jitsu before I started wrestling down here, actually, because my
Also, you're a seasoned jiu-jitsu practitioner.
yeah, I guess so. But so I had spent before I started wrestling my freshman year, I'd spent a month down here with my aunt and uncle. My uncle is one of the owners of Elite.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, High Win.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, hi's your uncle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Small world,
Yeah. So I had spent a month down here in like 2009, and during the summer, and I did like a month of jiu-jitsu at Elite over on Westheimer, and then I was
Is that
like,
how you
man,
know Zach Henson?
Yeah.
That's how you met Zach.
I was
Yeah.
this close to being a student of High's.
Oh yeah.
I went there because Eric Williams was a wrestler.
Okay. Yeah.
And I come from wrestling too. So when I was looking for a school, I want to say it was like 04, 05. And I sat on remember they had the bleachers there in front of the mat?
Yeah.
I sat there for my intro and no one came and talked to me. And I sat there and I was like, all right. And I ended up going to like the fucking Rocky Long's gym after that. I was like, all right, guys, whatever, man. So that's cool.
So I did a month of jiu-jitsu, and then when I went back up to DFW, I told my dad, I was like, hey, I want to do jiu-jitsu. And he was like, okay, well, let's go check it out. And then we went and checked out some jiu-jitsu gyms where we just couldn't afford it at the time. Like, we just didn't have the money. And then a few months later, while I was getting ready, like I was in like athletics, whatever, the wrestling coach came in to our school. and was like talking about wrestling. And then he saw me. At the time, I was 92 pounds, 4'11" as a freshman. So he saw me and like ran over afterwards, like, "Hey, do you want to wrestle varsity right now?" He's like, I need a 103 pounder. I was like, fuck yeah, sure. Went to the high school that day, and then got my ass kicked and fell in love with it. And then from there, it kind of like just, went through high school, wrestled a little bit in college, came back. I wanted to keep competing. A friend of mine, Rocky Boudry, had opened All American MMA, and he was like, "Hey, come do some jiu-jitsu. Like, don't worry about anything. Like, just come train." Okay, so I'll go do jiu-jitsu. After like a couple of weeks of that, I had everybody in the gym. Like, they'd keep going, "Hey, when are you going to fight? When are you going to fight?" I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
like,
how old are you at this
They
point?
need a Rich
I was
Burmaster come and say,
19.
your fight
Yeah.
is Saturday.
That's
Yeah.
That's how Rich does
That's
it.
what I do to my guys.
That's kind of what we did to her.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
That
So, so they're like kept bugging me, and finally I was like, you know what? I guess I'll try it. So I started doing some Muay Thai, and like I trained for 6 months, and then took my first fight. And then, fortunately for me, because my striking was terrible, couldn't throw a 1 or 2 to save my life. Dude came out, threw a body kick off the start. And
Oh, yeah.
snatched,
Yeah.
ran him down.
Give me that. Give me
choked
that.
him
Thank
out,
you.
bro. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much how everything started. And then it's funny because, I remember in Dallas, Mike Alexander, he had said something about, he's like, "Yeah, you took out another high level black belt," and I'm like, "Man, I'm a purple belt. Like, I'm not
When
a
you
black
fought Shane?
belt yet."
When you fought Torres?
How long have you been a purple belt?
He's a sandbagger.
Since 2021.
Motherfucker.
He's a
But
sandbagger.
I was also a white belt for like 6 years. I don't put a gi on.
That knows. Who's your jiu-jitsu coach back
Levi is.
Levi Mouse?
Yeah.
The best,
Okay.
the best
Okay, listen.
unsigned bantamweight.
Hey, Levi Mouse. I would-
The best unsigned bantamweight in the
we
UFC.
saying right now,
Except he's
it'll
250 now.
Well,
it'll
now
probably
he's
never
a-
change.
Now he's a heavyweight.
Like that dude.
135 would be a problem for him now.
That dude could have been the GOAT.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Fucking amazing.
Dude,
I know.
he was so close, man.
I love that dude to death. He's like
Yeah.
one of my best friends.
I'm gonna message
And
Levi when we
he's
leave.
fighting
Like,
like
get this
two-
motherfucker at least a brown belt. Dog. Like, what are we?
I'm getting
I'll
promoted
message
in a
Brandon
few
quick.
weeks.
Somebody, dog.
Yeah.
Like someone's got to give you
so
a belt.
I told him after the fight with Shane, I went backstage and I was like, "Hey, give me my fucking brown belt."
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right, man." I was
Man,
like,
he didn't come to this last one, right?
no, so he just had his twins.
But he was at the Kyle
Man,
Todrank
why
fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations, Levi.
How old is Levi now? He's younger than you?
He's
Same age.
like 20 days older than me.
Yeah. They're
So,
like the same age.
29.
Damn, bro, I can't
Yeah.
believe it. And he has no intentions of coming back.
No.
Dude, not unless he's fighting a heavyweight.
I was gonna
Well,
say.
well,
like,
he retired at what, like 16-3 or something?
Yeah,
it was some
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
record.
Bro, can you
And they're-
imagine?
And then his heart wasn't in it anymore, man. And shit.
It's just
What,
God bless him
what
for
killed
knowing
him
when
was
to
that
say
last
when.
time that we booked him and he went and shaved his head and he still
Yep.
missed weight
I remember that. Yeah.
by like point something.
yeah. Dude, that dude easily
beat
at,
the-
at any point he could have got the call. I guarantee he could have competed in the top 15.
He
I
was
think
just
so.
Yeah.
he was just poor timing.
Yeah.
Poor timing of like just where MMA was and what he was doing on, because like if you had told me at 35 or 45, because he fought a bunch of guys, his only losses I think came at 45. Like
yes.
Tony Kelly.
So
in the
yeah, he
split
lost
decision.
to Tony Kelly, lost to Damon Jackson, arguably lost to Damon Jackson.
So I was still there. I was there for all of those fights.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So because I came from Legacy days
Right,
all the
right.
way through LFA days.
The real
And-
legacy.
yeah.
by the way.
And so like he was, and I don't know if it'll ever change for me, man. Like when I think about who was the best guy who never got there, I don't know if anybody had more talent than Levi Mouse.
no dude.
On the feet, on the ground, it didn't matter.
And he just a tough, gritty motherfucker.
yeah.
Like,
And now he looks like he ate Levi Mouse.
He ate he ate a few Levi Mouse.
Oh,
It's
man.
funny.
I love it. Yeah,
It's
no.
funny.
Hey,
So like,
his father, dad bod.
Yeah,
dad
for
bod,
sure.
Levi
Yeah,
Mouse.
Now that's
he was-
way beyond
that
that.
was
bod.
pre-dad.
That was
bod.
pre-dad
Yeah.
bod, yeah.
He-
Hey,
it's
Levi,
funny,
I
we,
tried, man. Hey,
had,
we need to get him on the podcast sometime.
Dude,
For
I'm
the- you have to
I am
widen this
happy.
out a little bit.
I'm happy that part of life didn't work out for him, but I mean, he's got a
Damn.
beautiful family.
Oh,
Like-
absolutely.
That was
yeah.
brutal, Cody.
Yeah, he's
So
out
he
here
doesn't
giving me
train at all?
godchildren.
Nothing?
He's still trained.
When I
Where?
go up to like he's a coach at Moeller's.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has a
Yeah.
couple of guys that he's bringing up as well, which those guys, solid guys.
And you just don't want to fight, huh?
Huh?
I wish we could get him back, bro.
Yeah, dude. I tried to. I mean, I was like, hey man, maybe 145 something.
Because they were supposed to
Because
go down there with us.
I've been telling them, like, hey man, why don't we get down to like 180? Just get down. We're walking to like 180. But because if I can get them to that point, I'm like, hey,
let's go.
you're like right there. Fucking
Put him on some
145.
fucking Ozempic. It'll happen.
Dude.
That shit'll happen.
Yeah, give him some Ozempic and some of your peptides. Or
Yeah,
something.
bro.
But that dude, honestly, like I give him praises so much because
He was good, man.
He's
Yeah,
what,
we're
like,
all big fans of
just
Levi
Val.
Mills.
being
Good.
like being in the room and having him as my main training partner when we were up at F3, like that leveled up my game so
Man,
much.
at
in my
F3 at that
grappling.
time, it was you guys, y'all Johnny Bedford there too at that time,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Evan there as
Yeah,
well?
it was
that's
me,
cool.
Levi, Evan, Johnny,
That was the prime.
Devin Miller.
Devin
Yeah,
Yeah,
Devin
like-
Miller, that's another one.
He got knocked out in Dallas.
I remember.
on our
Yeah,
card, too,
JC,
man.
like it. We
That was a
it
prime.
was a solid team, especially
Yeah.
like in that 135 to 155 like range. It was a.
Is that where you met her?
No, she hit me up.
All right.
I was-
You got in your
she was
DM.
chasing you?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
she
hit
slid
me
in the
up.
DM.
She saved me from the streets.
I did.
Yeah, she saved me
Wow.
from the streets.
Tell us
awesome.
about it.
Yeah, well,
Hey Val,
So-
you tell us about it.
No. I'm going into too many details. You tell them.
So, no, I was training at All American at the time, and then she trained at Moeller's
I
in
was at
Dallas.
Moeller's.
And I had already had like some affiliation with Moeller's, so she had heard about me or whatever. And I was out doing my thing in the streets. I was being promiscuous.
We'll give you an opportunity to rebut at the end.
Whatever. And she hit me up. She had followed me on Instagram, and I saw, and I was like, all right, add that to the list of things I might do. And then,
Literally, that's all.
Yeah,
I love
not
it.
even.
I love
yeah.
it.
So, but I'm watching whatever, and I didn't pursue at the time. And then a few weeks
It
later,
was the next day, I think.
something.
Yeah, a little while.
Yeah.
Some time
She
passed. it
adds
was
me
the
on
next day.
Facebook, and then immediately messages me.
Oh.
And the first thing she says is, "We should spar." In my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm
She
not,
wanted to kick your
check
ass.
that off the list. All right, we're good." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, whatever." I hit her up, and
Did you know she was hitting on you, or did you think she just wanted to
Oh, he knew.
learn
I
some
mean-
pointers?
I love this story because this is how me and my wife met, was sparring.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I bloodied her nose and she fucking head kicked me.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great.
And I was like, this kind of
Nobody's hitting you like Rick was like, nobody's hitting you like that since Doug.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
kind of like this
All right.
shit. All right.
Yeah, you got into it a little bit.
So we started talking, and like I think 2 days later, I went to her job. She was working at this little bar restaurant. in
Sounds
Deep
creepy,
Ellum.
but okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Well, she asked me to go
Stalker.
out there.
Oh, okay,
She
all
asked
right,
me to
all
go
right,
out there.
all right.
So I went out there, like
She roofied
hung
his
out
drink.
for a while, and I was like, I don't like this girl. Like, all right, cool.
I didn't think he was going to
and-
come,
but
though.
so always do.
Skadoosh.
He's gonna come. He's gonna come.
I'm a pro, baby. I'm a pro.
Well, he went ghost.
I'm gonna come.
Like, he was on the way.
You saw it. You
and
got
he
the
just,
reference.
Like,
Yeah.
didn't text back, no
Yeah.
nothing. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, he's
But
not
that- but
coming.
now you
Well, it's
know-
because
yeah, you know
when I
he's
was
a
driving
finisher.
around Deep Ellum looking for this place, my damn phone died. So it's like
Oh,
I drove
wow.
around for like 45 minutes looking for this spot. But anyway, so
That'll
like
get
I
you in a
sat
lot
there,
of trouble.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I sat
Why
there
isn't he
and
responding anymore?
I talked to her for like hours, and like at that point, I had just accepted a short notice fight for Rocks, and I was supposed to be cutting back down to 45 at that time. But I was like, man, I need a reason to kind of stay here and talk to this girl, so I'm like just ordering food.
Yeah.
So I'm eating there for a few hours, and then like I leave, and I'm like, that kind of went well. So then she messaged me though and confused the fuck out of me. She goes, "Hey, my coworker thinks you're really hot."
And it was her.
And then she messaged me again. She's like, "But don't worry, I told her you're gay." I was like, wait. I thought I was here for you. Like,
Yeah.
wait, and why am I gay? Like,
She's defending her
Yeah, I was
territory.
like, what's going
You're like,
on?
is that what you're into?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck's
Hey,
going
that was
on?
interesting strategy, Val.
I was young.
How old were you at
I
that
was
time?
18.
She was
Oh,
18. Yeah, she was 18. And so I was like, what the hell? Like,
And how old were you, Cody, at that time?
I was 20.
Oh, so you weren't much.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, she hit me up, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went out here searching for 18-year-old girls.
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, so and then after that, man, it was like fucking just I don't know.
Y'all just hit it off.
You just hit it off, man. Like
Couldn't run her off.
Like just she zapped me right out of the hoe phase real quick.
Mexican
just
girls
pulled
are
me
like
off the
that,
streets like a stray.
So
Bloody nose and the rest is
Latinas
history.
are like
were
that.
you training and fighting at this time?
Ain't that the truth?
I
'Cause I know you
just
said you want to
training.
spar.
So at the time, I was in college wrestling, and I would literally skip class to go train with him at All American, or he'd come to the classes with me and just sit in,
Yeah.
just sneak in there.
At college?
In college,
I was
yeah,
writing her papers.
he's writing my papers.
Oh man,
It wasn't for me,
awesome.
but we would just literally
Love
skip school and go train. And
That's a cool ass story.
I always told
what kind of
him-
papers did you write for?
anything.
I don't even know
Anything.
English.
Just rewrite
Yeah,
them.
pretty much any of her like essays that she needed for English.
Were you just putting it in English?
She
for
don't.
her?
She
Or
don't
what were
speak.
you-
very well.
I don't
Hey, this
speak
is
very well.
pre-chat
Yeah.
GPT. This guy's an inspiration. He's a
I fucking wish
groundbreaker,
He's
man.
a very
ChatGPT was
educated
around.
man.
He
When I
speaks
was in
very well.
school, I try to.
He does
I try
speak very
to.
well.
Except when I get hyped up after fights, I don't speak very well. I call Mike a motherfucker. Or
Yeah,
whatever
I
I call
saw
him.
that.
I love it.
He's real ratchet.
Don't feel bad,
it.
everybody
I love it,
Yeah,
man.
I
No,
get
but
a
coming
little
here,
wild.
you speak very well,
Yeah,
man.
I try to. But yeah, so she had told me like that she wanted to fight.
I was just talking.
I guess she was at the time. I didn't know she was just talking shit. I
You
thought
were a
she
pro
was-
already?
No, I was still amateur.
You were fighting
Yeah, I was
amateur,
still
okay.
amateur. Well, I mean, I was only fought my amateur career in like 13 months.
Yeah.
So, don't do that, people. Don't do
don't
it.
do that.
Take your time, develop.
Yes.
But yeah, so she said she wanted to fight, and so she was doing training with us, and I'd introduced her to Raph, and like she just every time we'd bring up her actually taking a fight, she's like, "No, I'm not ready. I need another
6
2 years of
more
training.
months or-
I need this and I need that." And finally, me and Raph were like,
You're fighting.
"Fucking book her." I was like, "Book her a fight." We got her a fight out in Andrews, Texas, and we're
What
like,
promotion?
"Hey, guess what? Premiere,
Okay.
yeah,
It was
Premiere."
Premiere. I remember
And
that.
we were like, "Hey, you fighting 6 weeks." Starts bawling.
I was crying.
I don't
want
Wow.
to.
I was like, I don't want to do
terrified. The whole ride home, I had to hear that shit. Just, why would you do this?
Oh,
I don't want to
man.
do it. I was
And
pissed.
he
What
goes-
were you telling her? Hey,
I was
go
like,
pull
hey,
out if you want. They're gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, that's exactly what they
literally,
were
I was like,
saying.
it's too late now. They're gonna talk shit if you pull
Yeah,
out.
you pull out, they're
I was
gonna be like, "Oh, this girl's scared."
yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
go through with
I
it.
was.
Then goes out there and makes the girl quit on the stool after the first round.
Who was the girl?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne Summer Garcia.
Diane Garcia.
That's it.
Diane. That name sounds familiar. Did she ever fight for me?
Mm-mm.
Diane.
She
You
didn't
retired her
really-
in her first fight.
I think she took like one or
She
two
fought,
more.
she fought Jamie Jefferson after that.
Yeah.
And that
Cheyenne
was
did.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you beat Desiree Yanez,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kara Greenwell,
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Jackie Walker.
Yep.
That's some tough fights coming
Yeah.
up.
That's all I've had.
She's on her own 3-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Forget
both-
that.
Like
Let's
dual
not
3-fight
forget
win
that.
streaks over here. I got your back.
Yeah.
All right, enough of this
Hey,
bum.
Cody,
Let's
how,
talk.
how instrumental were you in her 3-fight win streak?
Very. No.
So
Yeah.
during this 3-fight win streak that she has of her own, are you letting her know that you're finishing faster than she is during these?
No,
Never.
I bring it up.
She brings this
Never.
shit up. I don't know. She brings this shit up. Like even the other day, she was like, "I fucking hate you."
I was like, man,
I
I,
was
wish
like-
I was
I
as
was like,
cool
what?
as you.
I was like,
Yeah,
"Man."
I mean, you gotta finish fights.
I
He's on
know.
fucking track, man.
Bro, but
And he's finished 2 prospects his last 2 fights.
It's like competitive at their
I mean,
house.
to
Like,
finish
It
Kyle,
really is.
whoever finishes
well, she
last
what
has
we
to like
argue
cook dinner
over.
or take out the
she's been
trash or
getting
something.
pissed at me for taking all these fights. She's like, it's supposed to be I take one, you take one.
Yeah, it's-
and I'm like, I gotta catch up, bro. Like,
So y'all
you're
are
on-
both in camp at the same time?
yeah. Well, bro, not
I
a
don't
fan
mind
of that.
it.
Not
Okay.
well, she's the type of person that's cool. That's being on the same card. I've been there. I've done that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Twice.
Shit. Mm-mm.
Twice.
Because it always ends up being her fighting, then me fighting.
yeah.
And I can't be in
That's
the
a bigger
back.
roller coaster.
Yeah, I can't. Like the first time we did it is
Johnson and Desiree.
yeah, when I fought Jose Johnson, she fought Desiree that night, and I
That
was
for
out
Rocks
there.
too, or what?
That was Fred
XKO.
Scale,
XK.
and I was out there
Eric
like
likes to make
during
sure he
her
gets
fight.
it right.
Then the
My-
LFA card too, y'all did it.
I wanna
with
know where
Fernie,
they
and-
were
and
fighting.
They forced
Yeah,
me
yeah,
to stay
I
in the
know.
back for that one.
Oh yeah.
Because those fucks put us literally back to back. For that one.
So what's more nerve wracking for you? Getting ready for your fight or watching her walk out for a fight?
Oh, her. I don't get nervous for my fights.
What about you?
I say him, yeah. Because once I walk out, I'm just like, it just goes away.
Yeah.
I'll get scared leading up to the fight. Like once Eric sends me the contract, fuck. Every time. I'm not ashamed to admit it at all. That's just part of it.
That's just nerves. That's the fight.
But
Yeah,
once I walk in, like I hear my song and I'm walking, I'm just like, whatever.
You're confident in your
Yeah,
ability.
we're having fun.
Like every fight, you have that moment at some point, whether it's during camp or in your weight cut. There's some point where you're like, "Fuck this! Why am I doing this?" You know, like it comes. Now, fight night, everybody's different. Some people have no nerves and just walk out and get the work done. We all know people who are thrown up in the back. Fucking, I know a guy. I won't call him out.
Do it.
Probably pisses 20 times.
What does his name rhyme with?
What does his name rhyme
Rhymes
with?
with Gonzalez, Vic. Like, constantly pissing. You're like, you haven't drank that much, dickhead. You're just nervous. Relax. You know, but
rhymes with Gonzalez.
That one was scary.
With what? Which one?
Desiree.
Yeah.
Well, they were
That was a long
smoking,
time
but
ago.
they were smoking in the back. I think it was Kevin or somebody.
Kevin Holly?
Yes.
Probably.
I mean, he would
hell.
nicotine,
It just
tobacco,
made me, like,
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it just
sure.
made me
So,
nervous.
hey,
I
nicotine's
was, like,
terrible
gagging
for a
before.
fight.
Yeah.
Kevin Holland's a cool ass dude.
I love Kevin, bro.
You see him running around this past weekend giving money away.
How'd
used to
it
give
feel?
me money. He's my
How'd you like that?
manager.
Get some extra money out there.
Oh, I love that shit. I was upset, man, because
What do you give you, 500?
Yeah, 500.
Nice.
In Dallas, I was like, I had a
Hey,
cool
hey,
fucking submission. I didn't get shit. I didn't get shit
Yeah.
for that.
In case the IRS is watching, that was TV dollars. Those were
Yeah,
not
that was
real.
all Monopoly money.
Yeah,
It was all
just for
Monopoly
show.
money.
I mean, that's
Fake stuff.
that's another thing for both of you guys, especially when you're at that moment when you're like 7 and 6, life isn't going the way you wanted to. It's not like there's this windfall of money regionally.
Yeah.
You know, like we know how much we can pay,
Yeah.
and we pay better than a lot of organizations.
Yeah. I hear some crazy
It's
numbers.
still not great. Like we know, like you're not making a career off of being the Fury champion. That is just to open up the opportunity to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So like
And then you see guys like Josh Van now that are making hundreds
Oh,
of thousands
jeez.
of dollars.
Or
every time they
Diego.
fight.
Diego Lopez just
making
fought
a
for the
million.
world title.
I mean, a great example is Alex Morano.
Adrian
That's
Yanez.
another
That dude
one,
has been
man.
there for like 20-something fucking
Yeah.
UFC fights.
Golly.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
He's
Life is okay. You know,
Kevin. Kevin Holland.
Kevin. I mean,
Oh,
Kevin.
yeah,
Kevin's another
Kevin.
one.
In 2 years, he became. I'm good. I can do whatever I want now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled out a stack of cash. He's like, man, I gotta get rid of some
Yeah,
of
I'm
these.
trying to steal it. I'm trying to steal his business model.
So when you look at where you're at now, and you forecast, I know we talked about you want to get the belt, you know, and then be able to go on from there. And every champ we've had takes off. Every champ we have goes to the UFC. You're still under the magic number. You know, over 30 gets a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But you're still under that number for now. For now.
And he's right there, man. I mean,
You know, yeah.
10 and
I think
6. 2 more wins and he's got double his losses.
for
10
us,
10 and 6.
for
8
us,
finishes.
Yeah.
for a promotion, I don't necessarily think you need the belt. For me, it would be cool that you have that
Yeah.
story.
It kind of solidifies it.
Yeah,
Solidifies the deal.
I think if you continue on the track that you're on, I think you can go without the belt. Now that doesn't mean you don't deserve it and we give you a shot at it.
Of course.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I think the way you're fighting, because you're finishing people, and that's what matters. The very first thing when Sean and them guys, when they pull up a fighter, they look at the finishes right away.
Yeah.
Is he finishing people? Cool. Is he active?
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Checking boxes now, man.
You know, so when you look at it as you're sitting here right now, do you feel like you have a magic number to get to be able to get you where you want to go?
In my head, I just if everything keeps tracking the way that it is, I feel like I need to get to like at least 12.
Okay.
I think that 12 and 6 number with 10 finishes. Now if I was out here, you know, winning decisions, and maybe I didn't talk that well.
Maybe if you weren't that active.
Yeah, if I wasn't that active, or I'm taking fights against guys that aren't that good or upside down records, you know what I mean? I think that number would be a lot higher. But I think if I can get to that 12-6 number with 10 finishes. I think that I kind of am up that alley for what they want. Like, I'm going to talk my shit on the mic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to let it be known on what I want. And, you know, I finish fights. Like, even the 2 decisions that I have, one was against Fernie Garcia, who I'm still his only loss outside of the UFC. And it was a fucking, just a banger of a fight. And I still almost finished him in the second round. And the other one was my pro debut. And again, almost knocked him out in the third round. So, I mean, I think I have a style, and just the way that everything's going, I think that 12-6 is that number.
Yeah.
Maybe 13-6. But that's why, like, I think that belt would be something that really puts an exclamation point on just this run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if I can get the 12-6, and what gives me that 12 is that win of the belt, especially if I go out there and I finish, you know, whoever it may be, you know, whether it's Cameron Graves, Michael Aswell, whoever ends up having the belt at that time.
Yeah.
Like, I think that should do it for me. And again, that would put me at, like I said, I want to do that before the end of this year. You know, that would be fight number 5 for the year.
Yeah.
12-6 and 2 more decisive finishes, I think, gets you in the talk. You don't need the belt.
Yeah.
But if you have the belt, I mean, how do you deny that?
I mean, you can't. It'd be hard to deny.
It's the cherry
Right.
on top.
I think, man, it's been awesome to watch. It's hard to say a transformation, but just the overall change in your demeanor and how you're approaching the fights in the cage itself. You fight with more of an urgency, but a confidence to that urgency.
Yeah.
You're not going out there quickly trying to finish because you hope. You're going out there because you know.
Yeah.
You know, if I get my hands on you, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And this isn't even talking about boxing or like being in striking range. Just don't, you get too close to me, you're fucked. You know, so it's been really, really good to see, man. And from someone who watched your career for quite a long time now at this point, it's been awesome. It's been awesome to see, like, the guy who I saw submit Eddie Torres and then, you know, fucking submit Colin Wright and go through hell, literally, like, for a fighter, hell for a few years, to the point where no one would have, like, argued against you if you'd have been like, I'm fucking done with this.
Yeah.
Like, it was that rough for that amount of time. But man, I'm really happy that you came out on the other side of it. I'm glad that, like, you kept your nose to the grindstone and kept fucking fighting for what you believe in.
Yeah.
Because, dude, you're on the right track. And it's been great to see. It's been awesome that you've got this beautiful lady with you on the side of you, and you guys have the shared journey together. And it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that the two of you guys just talking to each other and moving around and stuff. Like, it's cool, man. I love seeing it.
Well, I appreciate that, man, and I'll give her credit for sure. Just because, like, that's one of the things that really has kept me from, you know, like, those times where it's, you know, after fights, like, man, I think
You got pretty emotional talking to Black Belt Mike after your fight.
Yeah.
He
Whenever
always
you
does.
talk about your wife, of course,
I
but
mean, it's like,
but talking
people-
about
people just don't-
Maliha over here.
people just don't understand, like, you know, like, and I'll get all sappy about it, but, like, if people don't understand, like, the things that, you know, that I've been through in life, and, like, the things that she's been there for me through. Like, I mean, I've literally been homeless for this shit.
Yeah.
And she was with me during that. Like, fucking at no point did she ever sit here and go, oh, this guy's not going anywhere or anything like that. Like, she's always held me down.
She's a ride or die.
The definition of ride or die. So, like, I will kill a motherfucker for her. And, like, I mean that absolutely to the truest bit, you know. Like, it's, so when I was trying not to get emotional in the cage, but I brought her up.
Not when the love is that real,
you know,
brother.
like, you know, because before that we were real high up, we were real hype, and, like, you know, we were going off the wind, and then I had to bring it to that. But, like, it's true. Like, she's kind of, it's important to have somebody like her in my life, very much.
Yeah.
So,
Man, your statements after the fight were just pure.
Yeah.
You know, and those emotions coming out, man.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
as men just sitting around.
Rich started crying and shit.
Yeah, he
I
did.
did, yeah.
So did I.
Got a little teary-eyed.
Yeah,
I
Rich
did.
started
I
crying.
did. I also farted, so I don't know, like,
Yeah.
how
Which one it was?
Which one?
It could have been a strain, but it could have been emotion, real emotion. But he doesn't know the real emotions.
But while we have you guys here, we got a big fight card this weekend coming up as well.
Absolutely.
And so we want to talk a little bit about the UFC, which is where you're going to end up knocking some people out, submitting some people. Main event this weekend, we got Corey Sandhagen taking on Davison Figueiredo.
We just seen Corey at our event.
We did.
Or Corey's
We did just see him. I was lucky enough to see Corey when he was still at LFA.
That's this weekend.
And super, super talented kid. I think he smashes Figueiredo.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I think so.
Val, who you got this weekend?
I'll go with Corey.
Yeah, massive Corey Sandhagen fan. Man,
You gotta put
I love
parlay
Corey
where?
Sandhagen style.
The bet online.
Okay.
Yeah, bet online.
I'm going to have to get on there.
You should.
Diego, who you got?
Yeah.
You should.
Bet online.
Corey? Wayne?
Look, man, I love
Davison for Wayne. Okay.
I love Corey Sandhagen, dude, but I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going Davison Figueiredo.
There we go.
I get it. Up next, co-main event, we got Rainer de Ritter taking on fucking Bo Nickel.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
Is anybody going against Bo Nickel?
not anybody on the Fury side.
I
of
see
the
Bo
things,
Nickel
man.
switched up his management team, though.
He did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He's with Tiki now.
Yeah.
He went over to Tiki, left FRM.
Wow. Shout out Bo Nickel. I think it's unanimous. Diego, who do you got?
I think just like
Bo
he
knows.
was in wrestling, he's like 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
Like
the
he's
kid's a
the
stud,
guy, if he ends up with the title, not shocked, not surprised.
What is he now, 7-0?
7-0, facing the guy who's 19-2.
That's crazy.
You know, and it's crazy. You see how like, massive he is. So we wrestled on Team Texas together.
He's second on number 13.
At the time, he was wrestling at 125.
Man.
And I remember when he first like started wrestling here in Texas, it was like you see him at the state tournament.
Yeah.
It's like you hear his name, and then you see him, you're like, little skinny ginger kid is
Yeah.
Killing it.
who
Yeah.
everybody's talking about.
Right.
And it's like, but
That's
he's-
it. Yeah.
He's fucking insane.
Mhm.
Like, it's crazy. Like just even in high school, like he just had that energy about him, like just like a phenom.
Yeah,
If
it'll
he gets
be-
this win, I think he cracks the top 15. What do you think?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure he does. Up next, we got Santiago Ponzinibbio taking on Daniel Rodriguez. I don't fucking know. Both of these guys. You
Daniel
never
can
know.
slug it out, though.
Daniel, but so can fucking Santiago.
Yeah, man. Hey, the
going
harder
with
the
D-Rock.
name is to say, that's where my money goes.
Ponzinibbio.
I'm going
Ponzinibbio.
Argentina all
I'm
day.
going
Yeah.
D-Rod, man.
Santiago, I
I
got
think
him.
D-Rod rips that one out for sure. I think D-Rod outboxes him. Makes it.
What do you think, Diego? Nobody? All right.
Jesus Christ, Diego. Up next, we got Montel Jackson taking on Daniel Marcos.
Montel Jordan.
Going
Yeah.
Daniel Marcos. 17-0 coming in. Let's fucking go.
This is how we do it. Montel Jackson.
Yep.
Let's
All right.
go.
I'm
all
sure.
day.
I'm sure we're gonna have a split
He's the
room on
betting
this one.
favorite.
We're gonna have a big split room on this
I
one.
doubt that, but yeah.
We got Sarah Haridi Saidi taking on Cameron Smotherman.
I'm going to
Come
make an
on, Cam.
exception to my rule. I'm going with the easier to pronounce name on this one. Cam Smotherman
Yeah.
all day. He's the underdog in this one.
Twice on Tuesday.
Look, Cameron Smotherman's second fight in the UFC, and he's on the fucking main card.
And
This is Apex? Where they-
Diego's
is
choking on his
probably,
drink. He's so in
Oh, the
shock.
Apex, right?
probably the Apex. He's got a tough fight. CD is a guy, if I was going to put up against a guy to beat Cameron, he's got that right style to be able to do it. But I'm a homer, baby. I'm going to take Cameron Smotherman all day.
Yeah.
Who you guys got over
Of
there?
course, Cameron.
Go
I
ahead.
mean,
I don't
Sidey's.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Cam.
Cody's betting with his wallet, not his heart.
Yeah.
I don't know, Cam. But I'm pretty sure Sidey had a pretty solid fight his last fight out.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
And then we got the return
Nice.
of Jeremy Stevens.
Straddle the line there. I like how you did that.
Damn,
taking on
really?
Mason Jones. Jeremy Stevens coming back into the UFC at 28-19.
Hardest hitting 45er, man.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, they're actually fighting at 55.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it to Steven.
I'm going to take Mason Jones.
I'm
in
taking
the
Mason
fight.
Jones as
Mason
well. He's
Jones.
a heavy betting favorite.
Yeah.
For those of you keeping track of that.
I would have went with him, but no.
Mason Jones had a rough
Also,
run
hey,
first
on the
fight.
undercard, shout out to one of the female goats, Misha Tate, taking on Yana Santos.
How do you have her on the
I got
undercard,
Misha
right?
Tate, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Cam beat her on the fucking main card.
Can't beat her on the main card.
Cam
He also beat Jillian
Yeah.
Jillian Roberson
Beat
and
her
Marina
off.
Rodriguez are on the prelims.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
We met Misha at FBI. Or
Yeah,
you
we
did.
did.
You weren't there, were you?
Oh,
No, she was
Diego,
Moza.
oh, you weren't there. I wasn't either. Yeah, we didn't get. Yeah, our invitations got lost in the mail again.
let me check the email.
It's a nice hat.
What?
Cody got hooked up.
Val, Cody, where can the fans find and learn more about you guys?
First.
Underscore mal da hija on Instagram.
The fuck does that mean?
Bad daughter.
Bad daughter? That's what that
Yeah.
means?
Yeah.
Okay, I fucking like that.
Hey, to be fair,
Bad Bunny.
so when I started fighting, my dad and I were coming up with different nicknames, and
Yeah.
his nickname is Malijo because he
Okay.
was literally the bad
the
son.
bad son. Yeah.
It's very bad. So we didn't want anything like Killer or
Yeah.
Bumblebee or Star, whatever.
Fucking Cookie Monster.
Wait,
We didn't
how do
want
you say
anything
it?
boring.
Bumblebee.
Malija.
Maliha? I'm gonna start calling my daughters
Is
that.
that
It's
him? He
fucking
knows how to say it.
Maliha. Oh, this dude can fucking say anything over there.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
try.
know about that one. But,
I got my
yeah,
Liha all day though.
That's Instagram.
Yeah.
So, Cody?
Instagram C_Bison_Freeman. Catch me there. Follow me, please. Need followers.
He needs
for
followers.
the love of Christ, please.
Get him some followers.
I'm putting out more content. I did vlogs for the whole fight week. If y'all want to see a weight cut,
Man,
go.
I would highly suggest break down your fights, like
Yeah.
these last three. Show them how you're setting
You know who's
stuff
really
up.
good at that? Gabe
Dude, those
Macario.
those anacondas
What's
you
that?
have and shit.
Macario's good at breaking shit down.
Dude,
on.
you and Macario together
Yeah.
going through your
Oh,
videos.
wow,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
He speaks to an
He's-
audience that can't understand
That'd
him.
be
He speaks.
great.
But he's very good on IG and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
reels
yeah.
and shit. He does a good job.
Yeah.
No, but definitely go out and like. I hope people give you guys a follow.
Rich, where
because-
can they find you, Rich?
I don't even know.
Besides
At Doug's.
at
Probably
Doug's
at LeBear's.
At Doug's apartment.
house. Working?
Working. Working.
Watching.
Doug's not a
Working.
homeowner. Doug has an apartment.
One arm higher than the other.
Where
You
Rich
can't fucking get
sleeps
it up. Yeah. You guys, hey, make sure you guys follow at Fury Fighting, pretty much across everything. I don't, Wayne. What's your? I don't know what the fuck. I just type
It
in
doesn't
Wayne.
matter what.
I just type in Wayne. I
And
don't
he pulls
fucking
up.
know.
And he pulls up.
Man, I'm excited to see what the rest of 2025 brings for the both of you.
They're
and,
both booked.
Yeah, it'll be.
Fights coming up.
It'll
Cody's
be really,
fight
really
at least
cool,
3
man.
more times before the end of the year.
If Post Off, he's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
8
Not
fights
gonna
for
lie,
the
I
year.
gotta go
I
for
know you
6
will.
now.
Yeah, he
Hey,
is.
we're alternating. Don't forget that.
I don't know. I think I gotta push Cody out of
Come
here,
on.
and then we can focus on you after.
You know the roles are
I
reversed.
think we'd all be
see.
all right with that. We all be
I mean,
all right.
we're
with
only-
Cody getting pushed out of
We're
the
only
UFC.
4-5 months into the year, and Cody's almost got Fighter of the Year locked up
It's
already.
we're 5 months in.
Because at the end
I'll
of
go
the
ahead and
year,
get my spot ready on the wall.
I think
One
if you
of the-
get 5 fights in, you'll be the most
Oh.
active guy this year.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody
Easily,
else is
yeah.
gonna. He's gonna fight July.
You're starting a
No
trend
pressure,
where
Cody.
everyone's gonna try to copy you.
Well, the only other person who was doing stuff like that was Josh Van.
yeah,
Prior, you know.
fight every month basically.
Yeah, he was. So.
Wayne,
Follow that trajectory.
let's do it, Wayne.
Boom. Hey, shout out Space City Collective, OnlyFans, the big beast of bourbon, Warbringer whiskey. And also, if you get into legal trouble, criminal defense, DWI, hit up our fellas at DeNunaLawFirm.com, 713-257-8889. And on that note, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
It's time.